The University of Cambridge invited Acharya Prashant for an exclusive dialogue to a distinguished forum where some of the most important questions concerning the future of the world are discussed, a tradition spanning more than 800 years. Cambridge, one of the world's most prestigious centers of learning and intellectual inquiry. It is a stage that has hosted influential voices such as Winston Churchill, Theodore Roosevelt, and Stephen Hawking.
So it's not about doing something more. That's why all these 30 COPs have failed.
At a time when the world is grappling with war, climate change, and growing human unrest, the Cambridge Union invited Acharya Prashant, a leading voice of Advaita Vedanta from India, for a special conversation.
Cambridge Union has a witnessed discussions debate that shaped empire, ended wars, and reimagined societies. Every great speaker who has stood in this chamber, Winston Churchill, Theodore Roosevelt, Stephen Hawking, came with a vision for the world. Standing in union right now, what is it that you most want the world to hear?
See, the world has been trying everything, and has done that very successfully over especially the last 200 years. What have these attempts been for? The attempts have been in the direction of technology, geographical expansion, space exploration, prosperity, and the West has been especially successful. The question today that we were dealing with was, what more do we need to do if where we stand seems to be a place of explosion, if all that we have done seems to have brought us just closer to extinction and eventual annihilation. So what more do we need to do? And it was glad that we could see that mass-based education of the self remains probably the only thing we have not yet tried, and that's where the solution lies. All else that we have done is not wasteful, not unnecessary, but just not sufficient, right? So having done all that, now we need to put greater emphasis on asking the question, who am I? Where am I coming from? What do I want? How much have I really attained? Will accumulating more give me what I'm hungry for? Or is there another way? And we said, just to complete the response, the way is called honesty. Honesty, love, intent, all synonymous. They are the answer. Yeah.
Very nice. So my next question to you, Cambridge Judges Business School has produced CEOs, central bankers, and Nobel laureates, and yet it has invited philosophers to address them on inequality and global responsibility. So what does Indian contemplative tradition have to offer to the world's greatest economic and business problems?
This is not a divergence or dissonance or change of track of any kind. You see, there is the Nobel Prize for Science, for peace. Science is for the human being, and it is the human being that craves for peace. So ultimately, all of them have been working for the human being. All the Nobel laureates, all the great scientists, thinkers, explorers, philosophers, adventurers, that's what they have been seeking, the welfare of the human being. And we can see today that the welfare of the human being will be through a path that goes this side, inside. The route is inward. That's the direction to take. So it's much in the same vein, right? One is seeking human welfare through advancements in medicine, discovering the electron or the neutron or the structure of the DNA. I am standing here at Cambridge, so that's all that has happened here. And then, for the same purpose, towards the same goal, we now see that we have to look more keenly at ourselves, and if we do not know who the chooser is, then the choices will all be not very sensible. If we do not know who the discoverer is, then the discoveries will not be put to good use. If we do not know who the inventor is, then the inventions can turn destructive. So the spotlight has to be put back on the self, because that's the place from where it all begins, and that's the place for which all of it happens. That's the beginning and the end. So it's much in the same direction.
I totally agree with you. Cambridge has been an incubator of science and technology and has produced memorable Nobel laureates. In context of the current heat waves in India, do you think technology holds the solution?
Not really, because and we talked of it in the interaction we had today. You see, technology is for the sake of efficiency, right? How can I do more of what I want by putting in less of what I have to, right? Technology is about improving the output by input ratio, right? The thing is, in spite of what technology can give to me, I'll keep wanting more and more. This is not just rhetorical. This is evidence-based. There is empirical proof, right? The car that we have today, this automobile is far more efficient than the one that we had in 70s or 80s. Does that mean that overall emissions have gone down? No. And we are relating all that to the heat wave we are experiencing in India. Even in London. London was having a particularly unusual heat wave 3 days back. So when we talk of heat waves, obviously we are talking of carbon. We must understand that if there is carbon dioxide in the air, the fire that is producing that carbon is within the human being. Now we are counting the soot up there and we are saying 280 ppm, now 430 ppm, without detecting the source of the fire. The fire is here in the human ego, in the unexamined human center. And irrespective of what tech or policy measures you have, the fire will consume each one of them if the fire itself is not addressed. You have to look at the fire, you have to ask whether it is genuine, whether its claims are well placed, and that is the way. You can talk of many other things also. Wherever technology has made things more efficient, more economical, consumption has just shot up. We would think that if tech comes, the emissions would reduce and everybody would have more for less. No, that's not what is happening. The moment things become more available, they also become more in demand. So demand is increasing in relation to, in proportion to availability. What that means is that irrespective of how much you improve on the tech front, you would never be able to satisfy human hunger. And that these two things taken together mean that emissions will keep shooting up and heat waves will become more intense and more frequent. So if we want to address heat waves, if we want to address the entire spectacle of the climate catastrophe, then we'll have to look at the human center. Just tech or policy measures won't work out. Policy makers are leaders. Leaders are chosen by the voters. The voters are the consumers, the end consumers of everything that produces carbon. So why will the voter, who is the consumer, who is also the emitter, put a person at top who will enact a policy that will suppress his consumption? So tech won't work, policy also won't work. It is mass-based education of the self alone that's going to work.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Just download the Acharya Prashant app, and there you go to the community section, and you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it.
Right.
We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Gita Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Gita community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.